Hi, this is Caroline with Caroline's Cause Corner. Today I have a really special guest. His name is Damone Roberts, and he is one of my most favorite people and one of the kindest, most creative, amazing people I know. Welcome, Damone, to Caroline's Cause Corner.
Thank you so much for having me. I feel the same way about you, so I'm honored to be here, truly.
Oh, well, thanks. So, Damone, why don't you talk a little bit about your background? You are what I would consider not only just a celebrity beauty expert, but a sage for all of us out there in the world that you come in contact with. You really are a special person.
Thank you.
Give your a little bit of your background.
Thank you, Caroline. My background is I'm a makeup artist at my core. I studied art in college, and I learned that painting a canvas is the same as painting a face, literally. And it just kind of came naturally for me in that regard. And then somehow from painting a face, I went to painting eyebrows, sculpting eyebrows, shaping eyebrows, because I realized that even without a touch of makeup, once the eyebrows were shaped properly, it would completely transform the face. And once I focused mainly on eyebrows versus doing makeup and everything else, the career trajectory just went into another stratosphere. And it's been a really, really exciting road.
Yes, I mean you are world renowned as the eyebrow king, and
that's a fun title that the press bestowed upon me, and I love it. I love it.
And you work on celebrities and civilians alike. Why don't you talk? Talk about some of the celebrities you work on, and who your favorite celebrity is to work on, or celebrities.
It's been such a journey because, of course, the celebrity aspect is such a great part of it, but I never got into it for that part of the journey. And I think that when you're really good at what you do, the celebrities find you. I have worked on everyone, no exaggeration, from Monica Lewinsky to Madonna, to Beyonce, to Diana Ross, to Robert Downey Jr., to Channing Tatum. I mean, I've literally tweezed hairs and shaped brows for everyone out there that is a quote unquote celebrity name.
Right. And the word influencer is thrown around so much. You are truly an influencer because you're kind and generous with your heart and your soul. That's a true testament to what you are inside. And
Thank you.
It's so true. So last year you decided to put that chapter behind you, and you created a little brand, I don't know if you meant to, called Over and Next. And I would love for you to talk a little bit about what that means.
That's so funny. Well, okay, so I had a salon in Beverly Hills, Damone Roberts Beverly Hills, for 20 years. And I had a salon in New York for 10 of those 20 years. And I would go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, working to build this quote unquote beauty brand. And I really felt that we have taken the brand as far as that chapter is concerned, as far as it can go. Again, I have my own line of eyebrow accoutrements. I became a question in the board game Trivial Pursuit about eyebrows. I became a question on the game show Jeopardy about eyebrows. I mean, it's such a blessing that I can truly look at you, Caroline, and say that there's no magazine, our newspaper, our television show around the world that has not featured Damone Roberts in some capacity at some point or another. So it's just been such a great journey, but I feel like we've kind of reached that ceiling. And one day I was hiking, in LA is what we do. I was listening to a podcast of Oprah, of course, another client, by the way. And all positive roads lead to Oprah, I always say. And she was interviewing
we hope.
Yeah, we hope. She was interviewing the great television producer Norman Lear, who, literally is almost 100 years old. He's up there. And I think there's so much wisdom to be learned from our elders. And he's a very successful television producer. And he said that one lesson he's learned throughout his whole life is that you can never get to your next until you close your over. And everything in life has an over and next. And if there's a hammock laying in between the over and the next, it's called living in the moment. And that just really registered with me because I realized that that part of my journey is great. And I love that the press calls me the eyebrow king, but I also realized that I'm so much more than that. And that chapter is over. And now I'm ready to pursue my next. So what I mean by that is that I'm not giving up what I've built because, I still have the brand products that are selling great around the world. But I want to do more than just eyebrows at this point in my journey. And that's what Over Next means to me.
You have these Friday Instagram live, IGTV.
I do an IG live every Friday called Beauty Therapy, because that's where I'm taking the brand. Because I realize that we're doing beauty, but we're also therapists in a way. And I really have been a person that is very spiritual. And I really like my people. Like you said, we know each other for years and we have a connection. And I just really like people. I like listening to their stories. I like helping them when I can. And I love seeing people reach their fullest potential. And I truly believe that what's in front of me is much greater than what's behind me. And one of my favorite sayings is that the greatest enemy to good is great. And what I mean by that is that most people are okay with good. They don't want to do the extra work to get to the great. And I think that what we're doing with the Friday IG Lives is we're taking it to a different level, because I definitely want to get back on camera. I did a TV show in between all that as well on TLC called 10 Years Younger for many, many years. And I realized that I like the camera. You know, camera fortunately likes me as well. So we have a good relationship. So my whole thing is I want to take it to another level. And now that we're in quarantine, I figured why not start communicating to my audience on a regular basis so we can start building up that energy to make it come to fruition. Because as we sit here right now today, I don't know where that's going to lead, but I know that my goal is definitely for it to go to a bigger audience. I know this is the first step, because I believe you do your part and then the universe conspires in your favor. You can't just sit on your couch twiddling your thumbs wondering, okay, what's going to happen? I want this person to knock on my door. You have to do your part. So I'm doing my part to make it more of a reality for my future.
Well, I think that's amazing. And honestly, that's what Caroline's Cause Corner is all about. You know, just put it out there. And, you know, I do it because I love it. I just love, and I love interviewing friends and new friends that are doing.
And you're so good at it too.
In the world.
Really?
You're so kind. Thank you. So in this quarantine, what are some of the things that, well, let's keep it on beauty. So we're in quarantine and now you're on, you know, a video and we're all on video. And now I'm doing my show on video, and I remember I reached out, I'm like, what are the best tips to look good when, you know, short of, you know, buying all the equipment and everything? And who better to ask than Damone Roberts? But you've also had to, you know, figure it out for yourself. You know how to look good, but then it's a different thing when it's on a camera and it's like on a digital format like this versus like a big studio where you've got all the lighting. So talk a little bit about what your kind of process has been to like get comfortable with doing your IG live and video interviews like this.
It's been a journey, because, you know, none of us saw this coming. You know, I like to, like I said, I like to be meditative. I like to be spiritual. And I closed my salon, Caroline, December 31st, 2019. I had no idea plague was coming. You know what I mean?
Right,
but I listened to that. Yeah, but I listened to that inner voice that told me it was time for my over. And I followed it. And I think that when you listen to your inner voice, I call it your inner GPS, the God placement system. When you listen to your inner GPS, it guides you. And so now none of us were expecting to be quarantined for 6 weeks or longer in some cases. And we had to reevaluate how we do everything. And like you said, we're doing Zoom meetings, we're doing IG lives, we're doing different things, but yet we still want to look our best. But at the same time, we don't know what to do, because some of us aren't experts in hair and makeup and beauty in that regard. So I've just been really wondering, what can I do to help my people that can't get out of the salon to maintain during the quarantine? So we came up with some basic steps. For example, when it comes to eyebrows, you know, everyone, male and female, young and old, if you take a brow pencil, you hold it up to the center of your nostril, that's where your brow should start for you personally. That's across the board for everyone. So you would make a little mark and you would get all the little hairs in between that, because you don't want to tweeze too far apart, which is a very common mistake. People tweeze too far apart. And again, it's all about artistry and symmetry. So if you tweeze too far apart, it makes your eyes look a lot smaller and it makes your face look a lot rounder. If you go to where they should be naturally, it contours your nose, it raises your eyes, and it raises your cheekbones. So there's a method to the madness, if you will, you know?
I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
no,
little things.
Well, I mean, I've always said the first time, I think I was thinking back, I think that I first started seeing you at 2003.
Wow.
It was,
Yeah.
yeah.
I opened
Oh,
the salon in 2002, so that makes sense.
yeah. I mean, so we've had a good long stretch there. And
And
since
we both still
then,
look the exact same.
oh, don't we
How
look
is that?
beautiful? Yeah.
The exact
And
same.
actually, it's funny because my brows actually don't, I did your trick. And I'm like, wow, there's a big space between where they actually naturally start now and where they start. So,
You need to get
you
brow
know,
gain. Brow gain works for that.
so, your product brow gain is fantastic. And so, yes, it does work for that. In fact, Damone's products are really phenomenal. They truly, truly are. They've
Thank
been
you so much.
formulated, with care,
Thank you.
and like everything about what you do is for ease. They're very simple to use, and they're versatile, for every face, and every coloring and type of skin
Absolutely.
and everything. So
That's important to me. Very
well,
important, you know?
because you are a people person. You aim to please, not to please, but to really help everybody look and feel their best,
Yeah, my
right?
company slogan is to bring out the best version of you. You know, people come into me all the time and they bring in pictures of, I don't know, Kim Kardashian or Rihanna and say, I want to look just like this. And yes, they're beautiful women, but you're beautiful as well. Let me show you how to bring out the best version of who you are. And I realized that most people actually haven't seen the best version of themselves yet because, we all have different strengths and different things we're strong at. And my strong strength is beauty. Whereas,
Mm-hmm.
like, for example, computers, I'm the worst, where other people are great at computers. So I show them to look at themselves in a way that they haven't seen themselves before. And my favorite thing is when they walk into the salon one way, which is kind of crouched over and shoulders down. And when they leave with their shoulders back and their chin up and their
Yeah.
glide in their step. And it just makes me so proud because I see that they feel good about themselves. And I know that I was a part of that. So that's really special to me.
So for those of you that haven't had the opportunity to be demonified, as we call it, you do go, you have your brows done by Damone, and I swear to God, instead of like when you get your hair blown out and you go out to lunch, my girlfriend and I introduced me to Damone. We go to get our brows done and then go have a fancy lunch in Beverly Hills, and it was like you feel like a movie star when you've got your brows done by Damone. And frankly, you can do them at home because, your tutorial that you did a couple weeks ago on your IGTV show, I did it and I've been doing it. And it's like, it's magic and it's so easy to do at home. So thank you for that,
Of course, there's basic steps for that. Like I said, clean up the inside, clean up the basic strays on the bottom. Use a clear brow gel if you can't get to a pencil or anything, because just the simple fact of brushing your brows upward opens your eyes and keeps you looking a lot more alert.
Exactly. And has the COVID, the pandemic tripped you up at all, in your goal to create something new?
Yeah, I mean, I'm human, so I definitely have moments when I've been sad and confused about what's going on. My prayers and thoughts, of course, are with all people that have lost people throughout this horrible situation. But me, myself personally, I am at a different point now than I was in the beginning. And what I mean by that is that I'm embracing the surrender. And what I mean by that, to be more specific, is that we can control the controllables. Some things are without our control. And we can't go out, we can't work, we can't do these things because we are quarantined. That's beyond our control. So what we can do is decide how we're going to use this time. I refuse, Caroline, to be given all this time and not come out of it for the betterment of mankind and for myself.
Here.
I refused. It's like, you can either be a rose or a weed, but how are you going to thorn your bristles, if you will, or the sticky points of it? How are you going to handle it? And I think that this is a gift in some ways. And we need to really, reinvent, rethink, reformulate, revalue, just redo ourselves in a different way than we did before. Because if you come out of this the way you went into it, then you truly wasted a lot of time.
Yeah, I think it'll be really, I can't imagine that people will come out of it the way they went into it. I think there's been a lot of self-reflection going on, and people realizing that they need to be kind to themselves also, you know, because of that,
Absolutely.
you know, and slow
Absolutely.
down. So, um, yeah, I mean, it's been definitely a gift in many ways, and I think creativity is really blossomed within all kinds of people as a result of you know being not having all the busyness going on. So, well, Damone, I am so grateful for you to be on Caroline's Cause Corner. It
Thank you
is
for having me.
great to see you, and I will be on your IGTV at 3 o'clock today.
3 o'clock every
You
Friday. Yes.
every Friday, 3 o'clock. Check in IGD. And what's your handle?
Damone Roberts, Damone, Roberts with an S.
And all of Damone's contact information will be in the notes section of this video. So once again, Damone Roberts, thank you so much for being on Caroline's Cause Corner. I love you, love you, love you.
I
And
love you,
until
love you,
next,
love you too. Until
thank
we
you.
meet again.
Until we meet
Thank
again.
you.
Until we can do a real hug.
A real hug. Thank you, darling. See you
This
later.
is Caroline with Caroline's Cause Corner. Make it a giving day.